Maintenance and reliability, yes, two different functions within an organization, two different types of brains. One is thinking about the short term, one is thinking about the long term.
Hmm.
But I guess the question that I'd have around that is in order to tell the full story of an asset, you have to know both, right? You have to understand what's going on today, and you have to understand what will happen over long periods of time. My guess is if you completely separate the two departments, they become more siloed, and you don't get to tell that cohesive story as well. So I guess the question for me, Steve, is how do you give reliability the space and time that they need to really think long term, but also incorporate, the very important aspects of what's happening today?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I think that's exactly why they're often, or most. I don't know if I've actually been to a place where they were a separate department. There is definitely a very fuzzy line on where it's different and where one begins and one starts. And I like the ISO 55000 standards, asset management. When you read them, it's hard to get a lot out of just reading those standards. But when you start looking at the IAM and some of the documents they've put out, they really help kind of bridge that idea. And it's about really we want to understand what the life cycle is, how to totally understand what that asset looks like from commissioning to decommission. Nobody that I've seen truly understands that, because all of a sudden you get to the end of the life of an asset and it's I think we need this for another 5 years. And so the plans are gone. And so, a disciplined asset management strategy can definitely help kind of guide that. And then silos are important though, in a way. You just need to have good communication between them.
Yeah.
And if maintenance and reliability are separate silos, then they just happen to need maybe a bigger bridge between the two. Make them work in the same office, but ultimately, there is maintenance and operations tends to not work well together. That's not standard across everywhere, but the age-old problem.
Yeah.
And reliability is a perfect way to get somebody in the middle, facilitate that communication, and bring everybody to the table and make the assets run as effectively as possible.
That's cool. I do like that idea of reliability being the bridge between operations and maintenance, because we have heard that as a common theme across many different companies.